Good evening. My name is Marianne Bustede, head of Lowell High School for the graduating class of 2020. On behalf of the graduating class of 2020, the faculty, the staff, and the administration of Lowell High School, I welcome you, the parents, relatives, and friends, to this time of celebration. This is a very special event, and we ask for your cooperation in ensuring that the ceremony goes smoothly. Please be respectful of your fellow guests and state safety guidelines, and remain in your seats following social distancing guidelines. Please remain quiet during the speeches and hold your applause until after the reading of all graduate names. We ask that you refrain from using horns and other loud devices. At this time, please ensure that your cell phones are silenced. We realize that taking pictures is very important at graduation, so we have a professional photographer taking pictures when your child walks across the stage. We respectfully ask that you do not leave your seats or block the view of other guests. The only other people you will see taking pictures in and around the park is the Lowell Sun photographers. At the end of the event today, for the safety of our graduates, please exit the ballpark the way you entered. We will begin our procession momentarily. When the graduates process in, my hope is that you would stand and clap for them and appreciate this moment that we've been waiting so long for. Thank you. We are about to begin. Thank you. Great job, graduates, coming in. Really appreciate that. I know you had no practice, but you look like you'd practice, so thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remain standing for the presentation of our nation's colors and the singing of our national anthem by C House student Chantel Perez Tolado.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we've watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you so much, Chantel. That was a beautiful job, just beautiful. And thank you to our Air Force Junior ROTC students for posting colors. You may be seated. Actually, I think you guys got the better time on the graduation. It looks like you're not all sitting in the sun like the last graduation, so this is kind of nice. So you should be a little bit more comfortable. At this time, I would like to introduce our distinguished guests and would again ask that you hold your applause until the end. From the school committee, if you would just wave and say hello, the Honorable John Leahy, Mayor and Chairperson. Andy Dakota, Vice Chairperson. Hillary Clark, Mike Dillon Jr., Jackie Doherty, Robert Hoey, Connie Martin, and also a shout out to Representative Ratty Mom, who is also in the house for his daughter's graduation. From Lowell Public Schools Administration, Dr. Joel Boyd, Superintendent of Schools, Robin Desmond, Chief Academic Officer, Billy Joe Turner, Chief Financial Officer, James Hall, Chief Operating Officer, and Linus Guillory, Chief Schools Officer. I would also like to recognize our senior class officers, President Shavin Gashau, Vice President Amina Bahati, Secretary Linda Onenwe, Treasurer Jasmine Sang, and Senator Joy Destiny. Our Carny Medalists are also here. Kanitha Ork, George Geekes, Terry Nguyen, Harpoonit Singh, Mira McPhee, and Nita Pan. I would like our faculty, staff, and administration who are present to stand and be recognized. They're all in the back there surrounding all the graduates, so thank you, faculty, staff, department chairs, deans, and all the helpers, coordinated student services. Thank you. Thank you for your presence here tonight and support of the students today and for the past 4 years. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the commencement exercises for the Lowell High School graduating class of 2020. This ceremony is presented to you by the Lowell School Committee, the Lowell School Department, and Lowell High School to acknowledge the academic achievements and successful completion of the secondary education of the students seated before you. This is a very important time in the lives of these young men and women, and we appreciate your presence here this evening for this very special event. I also want to recognize the combined efforts so everyone knows how many people were involved in making this event possible. I'd like to thank Superintendent Joel Boyd and Chief Academic Officer Robin Desmond for their vision for this event and for their leadership and support. Also the Lowell High School, administration and the graduation committee. Tom Thornton, who's done a yeoman's amount of work for this graduation. I thank him and my secretary, Sue Francisco. I also thank the Lowell Spinners organization for working with us to bring this event to fruition. Additionally, I would like to thank the city manager's office, Eileen Donahue, and Connor Baldwin, the CFO, for all the work that they did to help us put this together. Thank you to everyone. And it really, truly did take a village for us to be here today. At this time, I would like to recognize all students that are entering the military. If you are entering the military, I know some have already gone off to boot camp, but if you are here and you're entering soon, would you please stand so we can recognize and thank you? We are so grateful for you and your intended service. Thank you. At this time, I would like to direct your attention to the video screen behind me for my head of school address to the graduating class. Welcome, parents, guardians, friends, and families of the class of 2020. As your head of school, there is no greater privilege than to stand here and share a few remarks with our graduating class, family, and friends. During the past 3 years, I have had the honor of being your head of school. We have been through good times, and we've also pushed through some very challenging times, and I think you all know what I'm talking about. All in all, though, this graduating class has risen to each occasion with determination and grit, because you know that's what makes Lowell High School students stand out and be recognized as extraordinary. Not that I need to remind you, but Lowell High School students are truly remarkable. Our student body hails such an incredible wealth of diversity, not only in their backgrounds and cultures, but diverse thoughts and talents, which far exceed many high schools in the state of Massachusetts. This graduating class has participated in countless hours of community service Many students have been members of clubs and activities during their 4 years, all of which has helped build a more positive school community. This class of students has been accepted to and plans on attending some of the most prestigious colleges and universities in the country, including Harvard, MIT, Tufts University, and many, many more. We have also some of the most accomplished students in the state and the country, not only academically, but in the arts, athletics, and in our Air Force Junior ROTC program. Among this class are future doctors and lawyers and judges, teachers, actors, singers, pilots, nurses, servicemen and women, including the many unsung heroes who will do the important work that makes our daily lives possible, and much, much more. Class of 2020, I challenge each of you to use your knowledge, skills, experience that you have gained here at Lowell High School to make our world a better place. Hopefully, one that is kinder and more compassionate. Please also keep in mind that in order to thrive in this world, you need not only the qualities of a good scholar, but a good human being. Good luck to the class of 2020. Go forth and follow your dreams. And as a special teacher friend of mine always says, and now I do too, I love you and I missed you already. Thank you, and may God bless the class of 2020. Thank you. I'm excited now to introduce our salutatorian, Mira McPhee, who is a student from E House and plans to attend George Washington University in the fall. Please turn your attention to the video board to hear Mira's message.
Greetings, family, friends, faculty, and of course the class of 2020. Here we are today. We survived 4 long years of high school. Well, maybe only like 3 3/4 of a year. We made it through many experiences like learning to drive, getting a job, remembering to wear our IDs but not our headphones, attending Zoom meetings, and even mastering TikTok. In all seriousness, it is truly an honor to be able to make a speech in front of all of you today. First off, I would like to thank everyone attending and sharing this special moment with us. Administrators, teachers, coaches, and parents, each of you have played an important role in our education and have, in one way or another, helped shape us into the people we have become. You have all had a profound impact on the development of the students that will be graduating today, and I feel it is safe to say that I speak on behalf of my fellow classmates in thanking you for all the efforts that you have invested in us to this day. To the graduating class, we have been through a lot together, from sporting events to performing art shows to grueling exams, and now a global pandemic. 2020 has definitely been a very interesting and trying year for us all, but it only goes to show what a strong and resilient group of unique individuals we are. During quarantine, I've had a lot of time to reflect on the past few years I spent at Lowell High School. They say you don't know what you got till it's gone. I've never really understood that phrase until late March when I was in my room looking at all the remote learning assignments I have yet to do, and I thought to myself, wow, I miss being in school. I miss walking through those crowded tunnels, sitting in the noisy cafeteria, and seeing my friends and teachers every day. Although these difficult circumstances cut my time at Lowell High School a few months short, they also allowed me to gain a new appreciation for all the small moments in life and have taught me a valuable lesson. You should never take anything for granted. The virus may have stolen the last semester of our senior year, but it won't take away the memories we have made, the hard work we put forth, and the futures we have ahead of us. Today is no small feat, and we should all be extremely proud of all the accomplishments we have made thus far. Look at us. We've been hitting it out of the park, rising to the challenges of COVID-19 each and every day by being essential workers, caregivers, and straight-up outstanding human beings during this time of crisis. Our sacrifices and the actions we have taken over the past few months are a true testament of the leaders we have already become. My friends, high school is not the highlight of our lives. It is the end of the first chapter to the rest of our story. I encourage you, the class of 2020, to not only follow the opportunities available to you, but to follow your heart and pursue a passion that is of importance to you. As President Obama recently stated in his address to graduating seniors, we are the future. We have a unique experience that many graduates have not had to face in the past. We have tested our abilities and have overcome many obstacles during this time. Even though the world is filled with extreme uncertainty at the moment, I know one thing for sure. We will come out stronger. We are stronger. Let us accept the challenges to pave a new way for the generations to follow. This may sound cliche, but the sky has no limits. Dream big and go for it. Moving forward, all of us are taking our own paths in life, and everyone here has the power to become successful with hard work and perseverance. For all of us who are going to college, joining the military, or joining the workforce, you will all impact the world with force, determination, ingenuity, innovation, and superior grace. We are Lowell Strong, and I cannot wait to hear about all the amazing things you have experienced and accomplished in the years to come. Today is more than saying goodbye to high school. It is a celebration of all the good and bad times, the teachers who have inspired us, the friendships we cherish, and most importantly, it is a celebration of the future that is waiting for all of us. Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2020.
Thank you, Mira. I now proudly introduce the Lowell High School class of 2020 valedictorian, George Geekes, who is from C House and plans on attending the University of Massachusetts Lowell in the fall. Please turn your attention to the video board for George's message.
To my class of 2020, I won't lie, focusing on Corona has been tempting and would be easy. With the talk of resiliency and perseverance, it provides for a deep conversation about tough people outlasting tough times. Despite the importance of that, I decided that it's a topic I have heard enough of over the past 5 months. Instead of using my last goodbye to the class I have come to call family to discuss a pandemic, I would instead like to focus on that very sense of family and community. One of the great orators of many years before us was Dr. Martin Luther King. His words during a trying time in our nation still resonate and hold great meaning today. They convey the thoughts and feelings of millions across the country, and I can only hope to use them today in a way that does them justice. Over our 4 years at Lowell High, the bond we've built is something stronger than students sharing a classroom. We've had gas leaks, we've had fights in the cafeteria, we've experienced an era of heightened safety procedures to make sure we know what to do if someone decides to bring a gun to school, but that's another conversation. We've bonded through overcoming the adversity being from Lowell brings. You guys know what I'm talking about. Lowell versus everyone. Within our Lowell High School community, however, we've also had an opportunity to experience what it means to be part of such a diverse family. We've bonded over championship parades in Boston, the school plays, the school projects, school sports, clubs, and activities. What was amazing about Lowell High was being able to tour the world by sitting at a lunch table. Learning about classmates is one of the most rewarding lessons offered at Lowell High School. Now that this community has formed, now that this family is established, it's up to us to maintain it and better ourselves. When you are part of a community, whether that is the Lowell High School community or another in the future, you must remember that there is a fundamental responsibility to do what is right. People will argue this with you. People may disagree, saying it's not your job, not your responsibility to help your struggling neighbor. You have your own responsibilities, they may say. You can help others out of the kindness of your heart, but it's not a responsibility. To this I then ask, when did being okay with seeing a neighbor or brother, sister struggle become the new norm? Why must it take a special exception to help someone who's struggling? The more I learn about my community, the more I understand that sometimes the circumstances people find themselves in are no fault of their own. Corona is a perfect example of this. Dr. King once said, "The time is always right to do what is right." Yes, it is. It should not take pity, peer pressure, or a camera to help someone out. Kind-heartedness must replace self-centeredness whenever possible. Let's find our way back to focusing on helping thy neighbor. We need to recalibrate our moral compass. Dr. King once said that in the end we will not remember the words of our enemies but the silence of our friends. To me, you are all my friends. In life we will make friends and we will make enemies, I understand that. But do not lie idle while our communities struggle. We've worked too hard to strengthen bonds that can dissolve by turning a blind eye. Dr. King once said, "I have decided to stick with love. Hate is too great a burden to bear." Why must we weigh our lives down with the weight of despising the actions of others? If we lead lives free of hate, I promise to you that so many of today's problems would be solved. I promise that that moral compass will recalibrate without our even realizing. Lastly, my favorite thing Dr. King once said was that darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. Love and appreciate one another. Our class, our generation, will be tasked with leading a country that still struggles with social issues. Loving one another and replacing our hate with love will not be easy for all of us. You cannot simply go from hating people straight to loving them. I understand that is likely impossible. Instead, if you hate people, I ask you to try to be impartial towards them. This impartiality may remain constant, or it may turn into liking them. Either option is better than hate, and without that weight of hate you may carry, your capacity for caring about and helping others grows larger. No one becomes successful alone. I would not yet call myself successful, but I have gotten this far from pushing those around me to be the best possible version of themselves. This, in turn, has allowed me to grow into the best possible version of myself. Helping each other grow is fundamental to our community, and as we become adults, will be fundamental to our nation. So extend that helping hand. One final quote of Dr. King's I would like to add is, life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? I hope we all strive to be able to answer that question on any given day for the rest of our lives. Thank you all. It's been a pleasure. I love you guys.
Thank you, George. It is with great pleasure that I introduce to you the Lowell High School class president, senior class president, Shavin Gashau. Please turn your attention to the video board for Shavin's message.
Fellow students, teachers, staff, family, and loved ones of the class of 2020, my name is Shavin Gashau. I feel very honored to be addressing you all, and I'm especially proud of my peers for your accomplishments. Throughout the year, many of you have made it clear that you are excited to hear my speech. I felt fortunate to have so much support from you all as a class, especially since something like this would have been unimaginable when I first walked into the freshman academy. In my head, I have so much to say today, but a general theme I want to speak about is gratitude, because throughout the year, gratitude has been a way to keep me grounded through all the chaos. Gratitude was never as important this year as it was when COVID-19 abruptly ended our senior year. I, like many of you, was devastated. Just thinking about all the memories and moments that could have been made my heart ache. But it was the spirit of gratitude that took me out of the darkness. It made me see that we might have missed all the traditional senior events, but I am grateful for the moments and memories that we had before we left school. I have so much gratitude for the way our class tried to move forward, even when all the memes were coming for us. As I have watched everyone announce their plans for the fall, I have so much gratitude for the optimism and strength our class has and what is to come. So I thank you, class of 2020. Thank you for the 4 years I got to spend learning and growing with all of you. Thank you for teaching me that where you come from does not determine where you will go. Some of you have begun making your own story of triumph in your family just by sitting in those seats and holding a diploma, and a round of applause for doing so. Thank you for teaching me that there's wisdom in diversity, not only diversity in skin color, but diversity of our minds. Thank you for inspiring me with all your different talents and interests, because among us are entrepreneurs, designers, doctors, lawyers, artists, activists, and everything in between. Thank you for teaching me that in the face of adversity, we as graduates of Lowell High School will rise above it and never quit. I wouldn't say that we're going into the real world because we've already been facing it. We're just doing it full time now. As we enter adulthood, the cliche thing to say is, be the change you want to see in the world. But a quote I've been hearing often is, decisions are made by those who show up. So I ask all of you to show up. In jobs, functions, protests, even in day-to-day life, change is not made by those who sit back, but those who get up. And being such an innovative, forward-thinking generation, the least you could do for those who came before you, those around you, and those to come is for you to show up when you can and use your voice. Most of us have not grown up privileged and have seen how some systems in this unjust world are set against us. However, we have also seen how our voices challenge these systems, bringing change even at Lowell High School. This year, the world is getting revolutionaries who will do their absolute best to hold everything and everyone accountable for their actions, as well as setting higher expectations. I've seen us do it during a pandemic, so I would imagine we'll continue doing so. I expect you all to continue with this bold quality wherever life takes you. Again, I'm excited to see and hear all the amazing things you will all achieve. It is my honor to be your chosen president, and I ask you all to always have the spirit of gratitude as it changes perspective as well as welcomes more blessings, and to remember that decisions are made by those who show up. Thank you.
Thank you, Shavin. I just wanted to recognize our 3 students. You guys, could you just stand, George and Mira and Shavin? Thank you again for your speeches. We appreciate it. At this time, I would like to acknowledge and recognize our Carny Medalists. The Carny Medals, for those of you that don't know, were established in 1859 and have been presented annually to the top 3 female graduates and the top 3 male scholars in the graduating class. Our Carny Medalists this year are Kanitha Ork from B House, George Geekes from C House, Terry Nguyen from D House, Harpunit Singh from E House, Mira McPhee from E House, and Nita Pan from E House. At this ceremony, since we're recognizing C House students, I'd like to take a moment and recognize our Lowell High School valedictorian and Carny medalist, George Geekes, who hails from C House. George Geekes, thank you. George Geekes, the son of Christos and Jennifer Geekes, attended the Dr. Ann Wang Middle School. George attributes his success to his parents, his siblings, his teachers, his guidance counselor, and other administrators for always pushing him to do his best and never settling with average. George will pursue a degree in the medical field because he believes in learning, teaching, and giving are the most important jobs in our society today. He will be attending the University of Massachusetts Lowell. Congratulations, George. Next, I would like to draw your attention to the video board for remarks from our new superintendent this year, Dr. Joel Boyd.
Congratulations, class of 2020. We've had to wait a little longer than any of us would have liked to have this ceremony, and safety precautions still require me to share my congratulations via video. But I'm excited that we are able to celebrate this momentous occasion in person. When you started your time at Lowell High School as freshmen, no one could have predicted that you'd be finishing your courses your senior year remotely due to a global pandemic. But you've persevered, and I know that each and every one of you are leaving Lowell High School with the knowledge, skills, and experiences you need to be successful wherever you are heading next, whether it's entering college, starting an exciting new job, or serving in the military. Now, I know no one comes to graduation excited to hear a long speech from the superintendent, and the best advice anyone ever gave me when speaking was to always remember 3 things: be bright, be brief, and be gone. Since this is a graduation ceremony, in order to be bright in your speech, you're supposed to share a quote from a famous author or philosopher. So for the class of 2020, I have a quote from the great Oprah Winfrey, who says, "Let excellence be your brand. When you are excellent, you become unforgettable. Doing the right thing, even when nobody knows you're doing the right thing, will always bring the right thing to you." I'm going to make sure I'm brief by ending my remarks here. But before I'm gone, let me say it one more time. Congratulations, class of 2020. Today is your day. Celebrate with your family and friends. Cherish your memories from Lowell High School. Your dreams are within reach. And remember, Lowell High School is a family. While you are now leaving your time as a student, I hope you view your school as part of your extended family and continue to come back to visit your teachers and classmates and to serve your community. As you know, the class of 2020 is my first graduating class as Lowell Superintendent, and you will always hold a special place in my heart. I'm going to miss you in the halls of Lowell High, but I know there's greatness in every one of you, and I'm excited to see all that you accomplish in this world. The future is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Boyd. Next, I would like to introduce John Leahy, Mayor of the City of Lowell. Please draw your attention to the video board for remarks from John.
Good day, class of 2020. I am humbled to be here today to deliver words of congratulations on behalf of the City of Lowell and me. This year, in pursuit of your educational goals, you have endured so much to arrive here. By every standard, 2020 has been an extremely difficult year, especially for those of you who have missed milestones and traditions such as senior proms, athletic seasons, and ceremonies that will never be replaced. Each of you should be very proud of your perseverance and your accomplishments through these trying times. Whether your future includes work, the military, college, or another path, I hope that you can look back to your diploma as proof of your abilities to communicate, adapt, and learn. Now, if there's one message I could give you to keep forever, it is that all of you here today have the tall task of holding yourselves to a higher standard than those who came before you. The current crisis has served as an unfortunate reminder that there are many in this country and around the world who look at their own interests before the well-being of others. Today, I challenge you to be better. No matter where you are from, where you may go, the world needs you to strive to be better than the average. We all must be better, not necessarily smarter, stronger, or louder, but more compassionate, more impartial, and more kind. I say this because I have faith that you can do this. Your generation is more connected and empathetic than any before you. This is no easy charge, but it applies to each and every one of you, no matter where you're headed in life. I wish you happiness and success as you take the next first steps to your next adventure. Remember the core values of Lowell High School: responsibility, integrity, determination, engagement, and respect. This will serve you well wherever your future brings you. I leave you with the wise words of Nelson Mandela: it is in your hands to create a better world for all who live in it. Congratulations to the class of 2020.
Thank you, Mayor Leahy. Lastly, I am pleased to share a message from our commencement speaker, who was chosen by the students of Lowell High School, Congresswoman Lori Loureiro Trahan, a proud graduate of Lowell High School, class of 1991, who was inducted as a Lowell High School Distinguished Alumni in 2019. You can read her distinguished biography further on the last page of your program. Unfortunately, Lori could not be here with us, but we are so grateful for her message to our graduates. Please turn your attention to the video board.
Hi, I'm Congresswoman Lori Trahan, and thank you for inviting me to be part of this momentous occasion in your lives. I grew up in the Highlands section of Lowell. I went to the Morey, the Daly, and I graduated from Lowell High. And now I have the privilege of representing our community in the United States Congress. That's why I couldn't let this moment pass by without sending a big congratulations to all of you graduating today. I know these last few weeks have not been easy, or how you imagined celebrating this achievement with your family and your friends. Your class will long be remembered as one of the most resilient in our nation's history. Although we're in the midst of a tremendous amount of uncertainty as a nation, one thing remains true, and it's each of you, the graduates of 2020, who will define our future and accelerate long overdue changes to our nation. That means we need you to lean into conversations about what's going on in your community, and it means making your voices heard in public and at the ballot box when you're getting more lip service than results from politicians. I truly believe that our young people are our country's strongest asset, and I'm not alone. Attending Lowell High School taught me to be curious, inclusive, and outspoken, traits I rely on every day. Whether you realize it or not, it has shaped you, made you stronger and better prepared to enter a world full of surprises. While it may be intimidating to enter what feels like a volatile world, I challenge all of you to embrace it as an opportunity to define your community, your country, and your generation. I hope that you are entering this new chapter of your life with the same excitement and optimism that everyone in our community feels for you today. I know that I speak for everyone across our community when I say that we are all so proud of you for the achievements that got you here today. We're going to be cheering you on and supporting you every step of the way. Graduates, congratulations and good luck.
Thank you, Lori. At this time, I would like to take a moment to thank our media production crew who put all the videos together and who is running this event today, led by Brian Wilkins. Connor and Zeb are all controlling the, and they're doing a great job with all the videos, so thank you to them. At this time, we are just about ready to confer diplomas. I know you've all been waiting for this, and it is my distinct pleasure to present to you the students of the class of 2020, and further to certify that those receiving a diploma have successfully met the requirements of graduation as prescribed by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and as mandated by the Lowell School Committee. Therefore, I ask Mayor Leahy to join me to recognize and congratulate each member of the class of 2020. Now, usually we would shake your hands, but we can't do that today. But know that in our hearts we're shaking your hands, and as you pass by us, we'll at least be able to congratulate you. So students, as you come up to the stage, you will come up to the stage on this side. You'll walk up, and there's a set of footprints right here on the stage. That's where you'll stop, and you'll have your picture taken by the photographer. One suggestion I have that we learned from the last graduation is that some students pulled their masks off a little or had this mask hanging. I know as a mom, I would love to have a picture of you without your mask on. So if you want to leave it on or you want it hanging off of you, that's fine, but you are welcome to take it off for that moment for the picture and then put it right back on. So that's okay. As you walk across, you will also be picking up a scroll, which Mrs. Callahan will be handing you. So you come up, we'll be handing you the scroll, you'll get your picture taken, and then you'll walk back off the stage and get back into your seats. So the presentation of diplomas, I will start with George Geekes, since he is a B House student. And I don't think there's any other B House students, Carny Medalists, that's it. So George Geekes. Thank you. I would now like to invite C House Dean, Dr. Maria Vallejard, to the podium for the reading of names. Before I go too far with this, I just want to let you know that the Career Academy students are graduating as well. And Megan O'Loughlin, the principal, is here to support you, but Dr. Vallejard will be reading your names.
Hello? Hello. Can you hear me? Okay. Congratulations to my beautiful, awesome, amazing class of 2020 for C House. You and I faced many challenges, but here we are. You are graduating, you did it. We are very proud, and your families are very proud. I wish you the best. Don't forget that never be afraid to say your words and always take stand. I love you. Congratulations, and God bless you. I would like to start with Alex Marie Adames, Kathleen Aguilera, Yok Awin Jackson, Noor Fadak Al Mudaffar, Kyle Victor Ali, Untitled Monte, Edwin Federico Alvarado, Gladys Angelica Auki,
Congratulations.
Isa Douglas Austin, Jasmine Bartosowitz,
Congratulations.
Hector Joel Batista, Ryan Thomas Bean, Emma Nikam Bayer, Kevin O'Hare Black,
Congratulations, Hector.
Jada Alim Bonilla,
Congratulations.
Amber Nicole Bonner, Isabella Shirley Brito, Maria Eduarda Brock Lino, Christasha Unique Buchanan, Trayvon Rascal Bun, Luis Miguel Kadim, Sofia Candido, Michael David Cantin, Brina Carey Carter, Joao Vitor Cavallo dos Santos, Samuel Jose Castro Ruiz, Michael Anthony Shagnon, Vivian Vicky Chen, Sotira Chanten, Laini Chia, Timothy Benet Chia, Kevin Kironje Shaggy, Jasmine Galian Chetra, Brad Tree Chen, Isaiah William Colon, Edward William Constancia, Neilani Simon Cruz, Rhoda Forigua Danzo, Edgar Delanoy, just one moment, please. B. Who do you have? Okay, hold on. Isabella Brito? Yes. Sofia Candido? Vivian Chan. Sotira Chanten. Laini Chia. Timothy Bennett Chia. Brett Chin. Edward William Constancia, Neilani Simon Cruz, Rhoda Oforigua Danzo, Edgar Delanoy, Vanessa Santos Dimos, Ava Barbara Demaris, Morgan Page de Roches, Milena Silvano Diaz de Sousa, Nayelis Camilia Diaz Baez. Donovan Seyun Dang. Matthew D. Devante Stefan Elliott. Jae-Ming. Shania Espinal. Shania. Is she there? Okay. Jasmine Galian Chetra. Kyle Stephen Fafard. Julian Daniel Galarza. Jocelyn Gallardo Aguilar. Jennifer Gallego. Stephanie Garcia. Hannah Christine Goggin. Mirieles Gonzalez. Damien Angel Goico. Cheyenne Maureen Green. Manuela Gutierrez. Kiamili Dayan Guzman Escobar. Tori Michael Hannan. Asia Walid Hassel. Herrick Sebastian. Hernandez Rodriguez. Monica Angelis Hernandez. Max Lee Howard. Ryan Tyler Hughes. Tylene Hune. Tyson Christopher Jones Armstead. Veronica Maylin King. Chivid Filiera Kang. Kimberly Cam. Jonathan Bisna Kin. Bailey King. Elizabeth Curia. Butler LaFortune. Kenneth Lamb. Justice Andrea LaPlante. Danielle Florence Larned. Julian Fung Le. Mason Bumpung LeBoff. Tyler Lutt. Juan Marcelo Lucena Dos. Stephen Hyun Long. Pedro Magalhães. Taylor Lee Mail. Cody Raymond Martin. Emily A. Martin. Alia Yvette Matos. Lisette Mayancela. Andrew Charles McAvoy. Brandon Joseph McCarthy. Kejana Liana McKinney. For our next student, we are going to take a moment of silence. Angelique McNeil left us far too soon. To celebrate her life and to keep her memory alive, her mother, Shayna, and her daughter, Jolene, are here to celebrate her life. Thank you. Thank you. No. Thank you. Claire Joanna Mejia. Celeste Asaya Mensa. Omar Mesa. Amelia Pichara, mom. Sarah Masamba Mondele. Collins Jerogi Mungai. Collins Nojogi Mungai. Valentina Murillo. Catherine Wanjiru Duati. Cindy Quinn Nguyen. Xavier Adolfo Nieves. Hold on for a second. Hold on. Jordan Thomas Nolan. Charanchani Nong. Jadeline Sereni Nong. Chelsea Yewong and Toro. Killy Sarah O'Byrne. Michael Ononeme. Emmanuel Oyenejo. Melvin Dara Orn. Najlane Nicole Ortiz. Matthew Clark Otero. Julian Otero Whitney. Nice. Good job. Kevin Edward Padua. Vito Churn Peng. Hedvi Mukesmar Patel. Jency Vadvadbhai Patel. Suchi Anil Patel. Erica Paul. David Peck. Chantal Marie Perez. Samantha Monica Perry. Brendan Mandim Pam. Jefferson Pan. New Nok Pan. Scarlett Minnie Furk. Isabel Duan Kio. Chen Pin. Carlos Omar Pizarro. Jayla Wang Pok. Casey Cham Prum. Iva Daniela Quiroz Alvarado. Elias Francisco Ramírez. Joshua Nathan Rotnoff. Sayana Restrepo. Cassandra Alexia Ríos. Glacy Marie Rivera. Julio Alexander Robles. Elías Daniel Rodríguez. Kevin Armando Rodríguez. Angelic Destiny Rojas. Elkin Javier Rojas. Devin Sanang Ross. Sima Ruxar. Yamile María Salarriaga. Mateus St. Paul. Alía Sánchez. Fernando Santana Made. Stephanie Cristal Santiago. Edwin Jancel Sans Marine. Great. Maxwell Escandariero. Rexford Yeboah Said. Zainab Sase. Melissa Pelika Sin. Christian Akara Sinun. Angelina Kim Siv. Isabel Chantrea Sun. Ryan Ratasu. Mason Julia Susi. Kevin John Sousa. Atina Putreas Ray. Christopher Danielle Sullivan. Sean Sullivan. J. Marie Suisi. Zoe Elizabeth Cecil. May Jane Tang. Chakriya Tep. Rachel Harold Thine. Nice. Jasmine Tong. Jose Trinidad Parley. Paul Timothy Champlicas. Brian Santer. Carlos Andrés Valderrama. Right there. Darren Van. Ray Emmanuel Vasquez. Carla Marie Vega. Trinidad Ven. Nayeli Vizcaíno Romero. Du Tong Vong. Keith Corey Wainaina. William Riordan Wolf. Reading. Justice Emil Wright. Sean Yin. Nikeshla Jeanette Irizarry. Now we have the Career Academy. Juliana E. Bimed. Angel Datien Makim. Beltran. Robert Bruce Clay III. Christian Michael Crotto. Jaylene Asha Hughes. Nikki Sopan Kio. Natalio de Jesus Mirambo. Justin Colby O'Neill. Alexandra Annette Rivera. Juan Antonio Rosario Jr. Christopher Emil Santos. Vani Sophie Tet. Arniel Josiah Ubri. Congratulations, class of 2020, C House and the Career Academy. You're the best. I love you, and don't forget to stay in touch.
Can we give a big shout out to Mr. Chuck Bullionitis and Mr. Wayne Taylor for running around getting all these graduates lined up? They got their steps in tonight. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Vehar. At this time, we would like to ask all graduates to stand. Yes. Please move your tassels from the right to the left. Congratulations, class of 2020. You did it. Woo! Yahoo! Thank you to our guests.